My name is Shannon DeVito, and I'm from outside Philadelphia.
I'm Mike Murray, man. I'm Mike Murray. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island.
Hi, I'm Michael Rodin. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
My name is Tim Grill. I am from Northeast Philadelphia.
I am an actress and comedian and singer and whatever you want to pay me to do.
I do stand-up comedy. But I came into the game late. Came into the game at 45 years old, believe it or not, which is ancient for comedy.
I started at an open mic night in Baltimore, and I just got hooked right away and just kept going.
By day, I'm a social worker. I work with people with disabilities. I work in Jersey. And by night, I'm a stand-up comic.
Every kid today's got to be in a car seat until they're like 35 or something like that. It's crazy. When I was a kid, we had a Volkswagen bus, 4 kids, 1 seatbelt. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Everybody strapped in? No? Let's go.
I have spinal muscular atrophy, which I've had since I was born. So I've been in a wheelchair since I was 4, I believe. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I am literally sitting on a gold mine, you guys. You need a better parking spot? I got you. You guys need to get out of a speeding ticket? Imagine this, crying. You guys have a great idea for a Make-A-Wish, but there's nothing wrong with you? Caution.
It was like going from a staticky channel to a high-def channel. So I'm a very extreme success rate for the cochlear implants. And then 45 got into comedy, what I always wanted to do, and now I'm doing shows all over New England, and it's just a dream come true for me.
And it's true, I was deaf. That means I couldn't hear shit, right? I was deaf until I was 40 years old. And then I had the cochlear implants put in both ears, and now I can hear. How cool is that? How cool is that? Oh my God. That sounds awesome. Then at 40 years old, they opened my head up, they put some electrodes in there, some magnets, some metal. I'm a $6 million man. Remember the $6 million man? That guy was the shit, huh? Well, $6 million doesn't get you much these days. Get you a fat guy with hearing loss, that's what it gets you. But I can hear, that's the cool thing. But that day, when they flipped the switch and sent me from the non-hearing world to the hearing world, that day I learned 2 things. 2 things that rocked my world. 1, farts make noise. They do. Now I know when to get the hell out of there. And 2, this one really hurt me. My wife wasn't always saying, plow me like a truck. What she was really saying was, get off me, you fat fuck.
My disability is I have CP. I was born with CP. I was born not breathing. I consider myself very lucky because from the moment at birth, this is what I know. So I don't know any different. So to me, this is normal. All you other guys are really fucked up, but I'm normal. Just FYI. I do this now. I got fired from my day job. I used to work in DC for the government. I used to defuse bombs. You know, you fuck up one time. 0 tolerance. I like working in DC. I just get scared of one thing, terrorism. But folks, I respect terrorists. Here's why. The next day they call. And they take responsibility. We should all live like that. The top of your broken network, Bob calling, he claims responsibility. My wife's pregnant, Bob calls.
My disability, I was born with spina bifida, and had my first surgery less than 24 hours after I was born. I've had 13 surgeries total, and I've had surgeries on my spine and all my legs and stuff like that, and all kinds of stuff. And I was in hospitals for years. I wore the Forrest Gump braces for years, the metal and the leather. I wore them, and I had cast on both legs for long periods of time and stuff like that. And I was in a wheelchair too for like 3 years. So my mother was told, my parents were told that I wasn't going to walk, and when I started walking. And as I get older now, though, it's definitely harder to deal with. I started using the cane about 5 years ago, and because I never used the cane, and it's definitely getting harder to deal with as I get older, but I just deal with it, How's it affect you?
My disability, I was born with spina bifida. Have you ever heard of it? Yeah. Cool, rock on. Spina bifida in the house. Can I get a whoop whoop? Is the crutches in the air? Now it's pronounced spina bifida. The reason I say that, because I still have an uncle who comes up to me all the time. He's like, "Hey Timmy, how's that spinal syphilis treating you?" And I gotta tell him all the time, my spina bifida and my syphilis ain't got shit to do with each other. A lot of times when I go out with a girl for the first time, she'll ask me, she says, "What exactly is spina bifida?" And I got nothing to hide, ladies. I tell her, I say, spina bifida is a condition that gave me a giant penis. Thank you. Ladies, that's the reason I walk the way I do. All right. My grandmother could never pronounce the word spina bifida. She pronounced it, she's 94 years old. She pronounced it the cutest little way. She pronounced it mental retardation. Thanks a lot, Grandma. That's great. That's a true story. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. That's all right. Last week we stuck her in a home. No, we didn't. We stuck her in a home. It's a nice place too. It's called Bedbound and Beyond. She'll be happy there. Screw her, call me retarded my whole life. Now, obviously, the best thing about having disabilities is the parking. We all get that, right? Single ladies out there, go to the mall tomorrow, you got a lot of shit to buy, if they walk into part of your car, call me, all right? You should see me on Black Friday. I was rolling in the bitches. I'd like to throw my weight around. I can even get some of you honeys in the big bathroom stall. What do you think of that, huh? Keep your bras on, ladies. There's enough of Timmy to go around, all right? And that is my name too, Timmy. There's a hell of a name for a kid with a disability, huh? At this sort of my life, and you ask why I hate Christmas, huh? Say the prayer, Tiny Tim. How about I shove this up your ass in, Harriet?
Well, No Comic Left Behind actually was an idea that I had for quite a long time. I was on a tour with a couple guys with disabilities years ago, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out, but I always had it in my mind that I wanted to do it. I thought it was a great idea. I thought audiences would like it, and I just thought it'd be. I didn't really see a lot of people doing it, like anybody really doing it. And I just thought it'd be a really cool thing to make people laugh, and then also, have some inspiration and stuff like that.
I think comedy is a great way to break down that barrier that people often have when they're talking to people with disabilities. It makes you have a common ground that you just can talk about things that you find are funny, and it kind of breaks that wall down of like the disability portion of it. You just are talking about something that you relate to, and I think that's such a cool thing that comedy is able to do.
We came together to form a tour called No Comics Left Behind because we want to show people that even though we have a disability, we need to make money too. and we are greedy motherfuckers. So that's why we came together.
Obstacles, but all basically the same thing, adversity. And this comic really means a lot to me because of the times I received those emails and those texts from somebody who had somebody in their family that was handicapped or just stressed out or whatever problems they were going through in their life. They saw inspiration, they saw some drive and motivation from the set. So now we got 4 guys coming together. That it's just like overload, and it's just phenomenal. And like I said earlier about comics will knock you, consider you a hack if you talk about your disability, which funny's funny. Funny's funny. Some of the funniest guys I know are handicapped, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm the person I am because of my handicap.
My parents used to exploit my disability. Yeah, and take advantage of my disability and buy me shitty, crappy, discounted gifts and give them to me like I wouldn't notice. One Christmas they bought me a Walkman. And it didn't even have headphones. And another time, they bought me just one walkie-talkie. That's just fucked up. Then they try to do the whole politically correct thing, buy me a gift to make me feel like I fit in with the rest of the world. They bought me a Mr. Potato Head. With no ears. Yeah, even pets politically correct. Buy me a dog? No, ears. Buy me a cat? No, ears. What do they buy me? A fish. You can't play with fish. I've tried. They flop around. Do you know how hard it is to put a leash on a fish? So what's a little deaf boy to do with his pet fish? Read his lips, that's it. It was like talking to my wife. Because I had the same answer for everything. No.
I wanted to be an actor and I was not getting any jobs, and so I was bored and someone told me I was funny and I was like, oh, I'll go try this for a night, and I did, and I liked it, and that's about the time I started improv as well, so I just fell into the comedy world. So, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but recently there was an article out that there was a story that rich people were hiring disabled people to go to Disney World with them so that the little rich kids didn't have to wait in line. Yeah, it's a real story, don't worry. Yeah, it is a good idea. So, all the disability community was like all up in arms. They were just freaking out about it. And I was like, whoa, where do I sign up? Disney World is awesome. Getting paid to go to Disney World is more awesome. Getting to spend an entire day pretending you're in an episode of Real Housewives Orlando, dreams do come true at Disney World, ladies and gentlemen. Dreams come true. And then I read further in the article, and it was like, these people were getting paid $1,000 a day. Okay, let me stop you there for 1 second. I used to work at Apple, where I got paid $30 a day to get yelled at because the iPhone isn't fucking waterproof, okay? For $1,000 a day, I'll be as disabled as you want. I'll put on a little helmet, I'll drool a little, whatever. I don't care. I don't have morals.
And then at 45, somebody signed me up for a comedy boot camp thing. So I went to the comedy. I always had a love for comedy, but I couldn't do it because I had no vocal variety. I couldn't judge the audience noise. I couldn't do anything like that. I couldn't even speak well at that point. So I took the class, and I had to graduate in front of a live audience. And the first night on stage was in front of 200 people at Catch a Rising Star at Twin River Casino. And that was at 45. I'm 51 now, and I've done over 500 shows.
Yeah, as comics, we're on the road all the time. We're always driving from gig to gig. in that car a lot, always driving, it's tired. Actually, on the way to the gig tonight, I was dozing off at the wheel a little bit, which is a bad thing. And my truck was pulling to the right, and I was running over those things that make a lot of noise when you run over them. Pedestrians.
First time was great, scary but fun. I got heckled by 2 people, and after that I never let my parents come to another show. Hi, how are you? Good. What's your name? Tom. Tom, hi, you're here alone? Cool, and you are? And you're here alone. Oh. I feel a little love connection. Yeah. So I'm from Baltimore, and no, this did not happen to me in the riot this week. I got out safe. I drove up here, I got pulled over on the Jersey Turnpike. Thank God the cop did not make me walk a straight line. Then I'm back on the turnpike by exit 7. I get stuck behind a tractor trailer. I look up, I see that sign. We've all seen this. How's my driving? With an 800 number. I'm like, bullshit. Make that the truck driver's cell phone number. Hey, asshole, get out of my way. Who is it? Look in your rearview mirror. I'm in the short yellow bus right behind you.
I started, believe it or not, I was going through a rough time. I was in a hospital for a while for something related to my leg, and I had pneumonia at the same time, and a whole bunch of stuff wrong with me, and it was really bad. And I always wanted to try comedy. People were telling me that I was funny and that I should try it, and I was scared. So I remember laying in bed thinking, if I get out of here, I'm gonna try it. So once I got out, I was better. About a week later, I was looking through the paper and I saw an ad that said stand-up comedy class, and it was like a sign. So it literally was a sign, and I said, all right, this is it, I'll do it. So I called the number and I took the class, and it taught me how to write a joke, and it taught me how to write a 5-minute bit and stuff like that. And then I just took it from there.
You guys are a nice audience, man. You guys reminded me of my surprise party that I had last week. And, surprise party, intervention, whatever the hell you kids are calling it. The lingo changes quite a bit. But I'd like to thank the Stress Factory for having us. I really would. But I also like to, this is a show for every comic has a disability. And the Stress Factory went out of their way to actually put an old set of braces on the wall. Thank you so much for the Forrest Gump braces there, Stress Factory. It's very nice of them to do that, to acknowledge that we're here. That's great. So my name is Tim Grill. I'm from Philadelphia. Hold the applause. Yes, it's good to be here. Now, I know you guys are looking at the jacket, you're looking at the cane, you're thinking, holy shit, that's the dude from House. I get that a lot, right?
The challenges I mostly face is them not giving me a chance to actually even hear me, to see what I'm gonna do. They feel like, oh, he's a deaf guy, deaf comic. He can't be that funny. So that's, I think, that's the biggest stumbling block. Like Jeff Dunham, he'll have to duck the puppet. We don't want a puppet guy in here. And then the other challenge, getting to the game at 45 years old, I'm labeled an old man right out of the gate. Because most comedians, as you know, get into the game at anywhere from 22 to 32. At 45 starting out, that's like, how funny could he be? He's just a guy, all his friends say he's funny, so he's gonna do comedy. So I think the biggest stumbling block would probably be my age, until they hear my set. And the fact that he was a deaf guy. What's he sound like? Does he do sign language? Does he have an interpreter? So I try to get away from, I try to be Mike Murray, the guy who used to be deaf, rather than Mike Murray, the deaf comic.
In fact, I played a club one time and ladies complained that they said, you know, he shouldn't be joking about his disability. And the owner of the club came to my defense and said, it's his disability, not yours. You're the ones who were upset about it. So he's going to keep working here.
I think I have to prove myself right out of the gate and get them over their uncomfortableness, because it is uncomfortable till they get to see I'm not faking this and I'm not, you know, slow, or I just have to get them into my rhythm.
I think that I have the challenge of having to alleviate some of the fear that people have of laughing at someone with a disability, because it is often one of those topics that people don't want to laugh at initially. But I think if you can immediately put them at ease, then all of that problem or all of that fear kind of goes away. I thought I'd be a really good drug dealer. Yeah, I did. Why? I will tell you if you just give me 5 minutes. So I was thought I'd be a good drug dealer because, for the main reason, who is going to suspect me of being a drug dealer? People don't think I leave my house, let alone have the ability to run an epic drug cartel. The cops would show up and they're like, excuse me, miss, do you know anything about these drugs? I can't lift milk. So, nope. Meanwhile, I have drugs stashed in every orifice of my chair. I'm like a metal cargo pant, guys. Yeah, you just have to go with the flow. I mean, every comedian gets a go. Here's the real reason I like hecklers, especially when it comes to disability, because it means that they don't give two craps that you're disabled. They just want to be an asshole and heckle you. So, like, I really feel like it's kind of a good thing, because they're just treating you like any other comedian.
Oh, a lot. Especially at the clubs, because people are drinking and then they want to be on stage. They want to be part of the show. So I have a great heckling, anti-heckler line. I say, sir, see me after the show. I'll give you an I Heckle the Handicap t-shirt.
I was getting heckled to death by these two girls that came in, and then they start throwing those little pencils at me on stage that you write like the comment cards, and they threw so that I just tore into them, and I just tore into them, and I made them cry, and they got up and they left, and they told the owner that I threw a chair at them, and the owner said, "You mean the chair he's sitting on?" like that, and they got mad at him, and then they left crying. But it was a brutal night.
That a comic that doesn't have a disabled will probably call me a hack, because my act is all about being deaf. But that's me. If you're doing comedy, it's your life perspective. That's what the audience wants to see. My audience doesn't care what I do. My audience wants to hear my story. It's other comics, but here's the thing. You know what the cool thing is? It took me a few years to get out of my head, not to worry what other comics say or do or think.
I had 6 brothers and sisters. When you have that many siblings, you have that many more friends. And you know how you play games? I played games a little differently. I played games like, what the fuck did Simon say? If I was at a pool party, I was the only one playing Marco. Pin the tail on the donkey. Are you kidding me? You want to blindfold me too? That's not pin the tail on the donkey. That's assault with a deadly weapon. Musical chairs. Exactly. The first couple months after I got my hearing, every time a song would stop, I'd push somebody off the chair. charades. Yeah, that shit's over before it even gets started. They're like 3 words. I'm like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I guess all of us can say when we started out that, there were a lot of rough shows.
I had to perform in a bar in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, for a bunch of bikers.
And she goes, it's Employee Appreciation Day for the maintenance staff. And now I'm doing a quick number how big the place is. How many maintenance guys do these guys have, right? And so how many guys do you have on your maintenance crew? She said 4. I'm like, it's not gonna work.
And I happened to be there, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't think that I'm the biker clientele. But whatever.
I was doomed. Now there's 4 dudes, right? And I start doing the whole comedian standards, cliches, opening with how bad a gig is. Here I am, my career's taking off. I'm in the nursing home in the kitchen for 4 dudes on a Tuesday afternoon at 12 o'clock. For guys who don't even want to be here, they want to be home. I'm playing the computer. And Leo, they told me to go after Leo. Leo was like the best employee ever. And he's like 102 years old. He's sitting right here. He doesn't get the sarcasm. So he starts rubbing my arm. He's like, it's okay, Scooter. He called me Scooter. You don't even hear that. I'm like, leave it to Beaver. He's like, it's okay, Scooter. Someday. And I'm like, someday I want to just be out of this kitchen, right?
When I first started out, I used to play a club that you would play 2 different shows in one night. And if I did great on the first show, but didn't do well on the second show, I would only think about that second show. I would think about the whole ride home. I would think about the whole week, while I was at work and everything. I wouldn't think about the show that I did great on. I would only take that second show home with me. Because every performer wants to kill on every show. That's the goal. You want to kill on every.
People I hate are these overachieving disabled people. These people drive me nuts. Always got a point to prove. Climbing Mount Everest with 1 leg. Killing your girlfriends with no legs. You know what I mean? Like I was reading the paper the other day. This woman, she's blind, she plays golf, she shot a hole in 1. That doesn't impress me. You want to impress me? Have that bitch drive open the course. That's actually pretty cool if she could do that. About 10 years ago, my mother came to me and she said, with what you have, doctor said you'd never live past the age of 32. And I was like, Mom, I'm 30. Let's just say the next 2 years weren't too fun for me, all right? A little scary. Disabled people get, my people, disabled people, we get blamed for everything. So, but it pisses me off, drives me nuts. Like for example, if there's a broken down, if there's traffic, what is it? Disabled vehicle. If there's a lot of snow in the city, what is it? Cripple. If you play golf, what do you got? A handicap. If a guy can't get it up, what is he? Limp. If you're tired of this joke, what is it? Lame. You know what I mean?
I got to open for Jim Florentine, which was pretty fun, out at the Colonial Theater, which is where they did The Blob, which was really fun. I couldn't get on the stage, so that kind of sucked, but this show went really well, and it was really fun. I had a great time.
That's a tough one. It wasn't really a club. It was the P-PAC in Providence. I did a show at P-PAC. I've done all the big theaters over there. That was probably my favorite show of all time, because Craig Gass, who, I don't know if you heard of Craig Gass, he's a very popular comedian. Both his parents were deaf. I don't know if you knew that, but Craig Gass was in the front row. So it was a big night for me. I'm getting choked up thinking about it. It was a big night for me, and it was in front of about 800 people. So that was a pretty cool show, and it was a big benefit. So that was probably my favorite show of all time.
At a high school that my sisters went to. It was in my neighborhood. So it was all people not that I knew, but it was people in my neighborhood. And there had to be 300 people on this show. And I got up and from the first joke to the last, it was magic. It was just, it's the greatest feeling in the world to be up there and, controlling a whole room. They're there to see you, and all you got is a microphone and a spotlight, and jokes. And it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible.
My favorite gig ever was the Borgata. I've been there once for 1 week, and then the grand reopening night. It's just a magical room. and everyone's in a good mood because they're drinking and gambling. And my favorite club after that is the Stress Factory. New Brunswick, New Jersey. My daughter's turning 17 on Saturday. You can't put me on that. How do you know my daughter? Get off her Facebook page. I'll report you. Stalker. I went shopping at my local mall for her birthday. There's a store in the mall by me. Do you guys have this? I swear to God, as seen on TV. You know that store? I went in there and I purchased the real Eric Estrada. Thank you, one person. So I'm walking around the mall. I've been like halfway done. I'm tired. Because Shannon won't give me her wheelchair. I saw this apple massage. I meet the woman. She lied me down. She shuts the thing over you. Fantastic. 10 minutes of heaven. I get down, I pop up, there's a line waiting to use the apple massage. Just to be a dick, I got up like this. What happened? Holy shit! Don't do the apple massage! So I got kicked out of the mall. I ended up at Walmart.
Oh yeah, my family loves it. My mom loves it because she knows how much I overcame. And we had a lot of humor in my house, even though there was a lot of stuff going on. My father was diagnosed with cancer when I was 11, and they gave him 6 months to a year to live twice. And he lived 10 years, but he died when I was 21, and we were all there. But through that, we got through all that through humor.
My entire family, my wife mostly, she stood by me through every business. I had tons of business. I tried everything, but comedy was the most successful thing I ever did. And she's been there with me all the way. I did everything. You name it, I did it. And comedy is, she's right with me. No matter what it is, she doesn't question anything, and she's just watching it and enjoying the ride with me.
Too long of a story, but Ray Romano helped me out big time a few years ago. Great guy. Kevin James, I've known for 18 years. When he's in town, he'll let me do 5 minutes on his show. I've been through him at the Warner Theater in DC, which was just gorgeous. Chris Titus and I did a pilot together.
I have people that are supportive about my whole life. I'm really, really lucky to have a great family and wonderful friends who will help me write or give me money. No, they will. They just are so supportive, and I'm very, very lucky by the people that I have. But I did become an entertainer and an actor because I hate money or eating. And so I didn't really know, like, when I went to college and then I graduated and became an actor, and I didn't know where where to look for jobs. So I looked on Craigslist, like you do. And I didn't find a job on there, but I did find an ad to be a singer in the U.S. Navy. And I was like, oh, I'm doing that. So I called them up and I was like, hey, how's it going? I'd like to be in the Navy. And they were like, all right, well, we just have to ask you a few questions, height, weight, things like that. And they said, do you take any medications? And I was like, oh yeah, I take Nexium for acid reflux, because I'm sexy. And they were like, all right, well, that should be okay. And I'm thinking, if that's not okay, awkward. So then she said, do you have any physical restrictions? And before I could say anything, she starts into a list. She's like, are you hard of hearing? Are you hard of seeing? Are you missing any limbs? Do you have leprosy? And she didn't say, are you in a wheelchair? Okay. So I was like, nope. Whatever, guys, don't judge me. It wasn't on the list. So I'm tooling around my house, super psyched, thinking about how adorable I'm going to look in a little Navy uniform. Kind of like an American Girl doll, only, after the war. Thank you. I'm gonna buddy you around so you can tell me which ones are good and which ones are bad all the time.
It's funny, whether it's talking about I was doing a lot of non-deaf stuff, and I talked to a couple of people and I said, they said, how are you doing? I said, well, I'm trying to write a lot of non-deaf. They said, why? That's what separates you. Now, if I told just regular jokes, I'm just a regular guy doing regular jokes like just other million comics trying to make it. I'm just one of them now. So why not do? But that's me. If you get introduced to a guy, I'm up there on stage, you see my implants, and I don't bring them up.
My whole philosophy was, when I first started out, I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to dwell on it. So I found that the audience sometimes has a threshold for jokes about the disability. It's my personal experience. So what I did is, when I go on stage, my first 10 jokes are about it. And then I move off of it, and I talk about everything else that people can identify with. So, and that's how I've always done it.
Well, I'm a storytelling comic, so I feel like I try to bring them into my world. I try to kind of invite them into my brain and my story. I come from an acting background, so I feel like that's always kind of in the back of my head. It's not. I like to treat them like they're my friends because it's easier to do it that way for me. I don't. It's very lonely. Stand-up is a very lonely medium. So if you think about them like you're just talking to someone that you hang out with, it's a lot easier.
I love it. I love pulling people in the show. The other week I had this woman at the table, and she was single because her husband died, and he died in bed. So I left it alone, and later I was trying to set this guy up with her in the audience, and I said, dude, you should sleep with her. I heard it's to die for. And everyone lost it. It was in the moment. So every show, my philosophy is it's not my show, it's their show. I'm there for my audience. So the more I could bring them in and make each show about them, the better. So why are you here alone tonight? What happened? For work.
Yes.
For work.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's some bullshit. How long have you been meeting them? 4 years. Can I have see your phone?
Oh yes.
Let's call them. Yeah, just bring them up. I'll call them. Call them in. Okay. you're in Vegas. Is that cool? Honey, how are you? Good. I'm Michael, and you're on stage right now with me. Is that okay? Oh, I'm sorry, she's at Chippendale. About a couple years ago, I'm with a female friend, Shelly, Sunday morning in an IHOP. She's in the booth part, I'm in the chair. It was packed. Next to us, an older couple in their upper 60s. They get done first. The woman is sitting next to Shelly. She slides out, stands up, looks at Shelly, and says, "It's so great that you work with these people." And Shelly, didn't know what to say. And the amazing thing is, she's talking to Shelly like I'm not even there. I was right there. She's making no eye contact with me, but talking about me like I'm not there. And Shelly and I were just floored. So that stuff still happens, and there's a lot of ignorance out there, and we're hoping to break that with this tour.
That initial, when you meet someone like myself, there's that initial, you have to take care of me, or I need help, or I can't do anything for myself, or those kind of things. But I think after 5 minutes after meeting me, you'll kind of not believe that any longer. But yeah, I think that idea of the fact that I'm weak and I can't do anything for myself is not always, but is there a lot of the time.
That it's okay to laugh. I think a lot of people with disabilities are tired of being treated like people feel sorry for us or whatever. You can't laugh at stuff like that, especially in this politically correct world that I was just talking about. But you can. We do. You know what I mean? And I think we just want to show audiences that you can have a sense of humor when it comes to a disability, and it's not the end of the world. We're people too and stuff like that. So I think that they can come away with it. And then if they have anybody who's in their family or whatever who's disabled, maybe it offers them a little hope or something like that. That they see us and think, okay, well, there's a lot of potential there for them.
Just be normal. They're just like you. They just can't do that one thing. Like Tim can't. He can't walk fast, or Shannon can't. She can't. She has a wheel around. Me, I can't hear everything you say. But I'm no different. That's the only one thing. That's it. We're probably the funniest people you know, the coolest people you know. Give us a chance. You'll see. Growing up was tough. It really was tough. Not a lot of people didn't give you a chance to, but we fought harder. That's the thing. We fought harder to be better at everything else, to make up for that little stumbling block. So for the sake of conversation, my hearing loss was my only thing. Then when I got my hearing, I didn't build them, I didn't invent them or nothing, but I made it there. I made it there, and that's the key. So once I got my hearing, I'm like, I'm Superman now. Yeah, give me that comedy stage. Give me the mic. I'm going up there. I made it there, and it's as simple as that. It's simple as that.